Hi, my name is Tamara and this is my knitting podcast, and I already recorded half of this video and then someone called me and it all deleted itself. So today I wanted to talk with you about my knitting plans, some particular patterns that I would like to make. I've seen people making videos like 9 knitting patterns that I want to make in this year, in the 2021, but in my case it will be 3 patterns that I want to make as a gift, and then 10 knitting patterns that I want to make for myself. It makes 13, and I'm pretty sure that some of them I will just stop liking later in the year, probably. Such things happens. And I'm also pretty sure that the designers will come up with some new patterns that I will just fall in love with. So I think that more or less it will be like 15 patterns that I will make next year, and plus maybe some small gift knits like socks, maybe a few pairs. So yep. And I'm also wearing my highly engaged way modified sweater number 11 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I've knitted it with hand-spun alpaca from a tiny Estonian island, and the thing is, this this yarn that is more lighter, this is quite soft, and this is really nice to the touch. I've even made a hat with leftovers and it feels luxurious, but this darker alpaca is really scratchy, so even when I touch it just with my hands, this part, it feels quite nice. Feels just like a normal alpaca, but when I touch it with my this part of my hand, it is so itchy. And even I wear a quite thick turtleneck under my sweater, and I still feel a little bit this long, I think that it is called garter hairs, prickling my body, and I think that I may frog this sweater sometime later, because it is the yarn thread really takes hold of another loop, so it's like a mohairs. It is really hard to frog, and if I will be brave enough to frog it, I think that I will maybe use this lighter parts of alpaca. I have like 80 grams left over, with some other yarn to knit a sweater, and this I will probably turn into a shawl, for example. I don't know yet. And today I will be, while talking, knitting on my sock. This is oh my god, this is a vanilla decay sock by Crazy Sock Lady, and this is my first one. I've already made a pair, the same pair as a gift, and I liked how it turned out. I used needles 1/4 of a millimeter smaller, and it is so snug on a head, on a foot, and so it sits perfectly. But the first thing in my list, the first 3 things on my list is a gift knit. They're all for my mom. I've already promised her to knit all of them. First one is Soft Plus Cushy Head by Pearl Soho. It is knitted with I think iron white yarn on I am not sure, don't call me on that, but I think that it's knitted on 5mm needles in half fisherman grip. This is a free pattern, and I've already knitted one. I think that it is knitted in a technique that uses when you knit on stitch below. I'm not sure how it's called properly. So I've already ordered yarn for it. I ordered a few skeins of Lana Gato Whip. This is a fingering weight yarn, and I'm going to hold it double, and it contains 80% of merino and 20% of cashmere. I think that it will be first a little bit thicker than a normal DK because of a cashmere, and I'm also not going to use 5mm needles. I'm going to use either 4.5 or 4mm needles. I've done it before and it turned out perfectly fine. So the next thing that I'm going to knit here is Kitty Ankle Socks by Inorga Knits. This is also a free pattern on Ravelry. It's just some simple socks with a kitty motif. It's just like this is a two-colored sock that has like somewhere around here there's a motif with cat ears, and you can embroider a nose probably, and how it's called, these things. So, but it is made toe up, and I don't like knitting toe up socks. I was thinking about modifying it and knitting it top down. Yep. But I was also thinking about trying it to knit fully one full pair at least one time, doing it toe up. I don't know yet. I will be doing it later into winter. And the last one that I'm going to gift knit for my mom is Autumn Leek Pullover by Alexandra Towell. Yep. I don't know yet which yarn I will use, but I'm thinking about using one yarn from Ukrainian yarn brand that contains, like, if I'm not wrong, around 30 and something percent of merino, the same percentage of cotton, and the same percentage of cashmere. I was thinking about it. It is quite thin, so it's 1,400 meters per 100 grams, and I was going to hold together like 6 or 7 bolts strength. Then goes my patterns that I've chosen for myself, and as I've already said, I'm going to change some of them, and also I think that I'm going to add some to this list when some new shiny patterns from designers will come out. And the first one is Dagny Raglan sweater. I've already made one and I'm in love with it. This is a pattern by Sabina Bergman. It is a raglan sweater with high neck like this. It is really oversized, and I've already knitted one sizing down a 0.5mm needle size, and I'm going to do this again because I just couldn't find any yarn that would be in my budget, and having nice dense, creating nice dense fabric if knitted up on 4.5mm needle size. I'm choosing now yarn for this one because I think that this will be my next project. I do really want to recreate it again, doing it a little bit longer, maybe in another color, though if I could I would make same sweater in the same color, just longer and with nice yarn, because my first version was knitted with Job's extra fine merino, and though this was quite nice yarn for me at the moment, I don't really like how it wears. It stretches a lot and it also peels a lot, and I'm just really scared to wear this garment, this sweater often, but I would like to. So now I'm thinking that I will knit this sweater again either in Lana Gato Maxi Soft. This is a little bit thicker merino yarn, and as far as I know and as I've read some reviews, comments in Ravelry, people really like merino from Lana Gato. And next my option is cotton merino cot it is called, by Lana Gato again, and this is like normal decades, 125 meters per 50 grams. I'm a little bit afraid that it will be thinner, but it would be quite cheaper at least, and I quite fancy the idea of knitting this sweater in half cotton yarn, because I don't really want all of my sweaters be really warm, though we sometimes have some freezing temperatures here. I would like to be able to wear my sweaters sometimes in the spring, and also when it's like sometimes it gets warm here even in the winter, like we have +5 degrees Celsius, sometimes even +10, really rarely, but still. And I would like to be able to wear some of my sweaters when it's even warmer. So, and my last option for the sweater is I forgot the name of a yarn brand. It's Linus du Nord or something like this. They have a merino yak fiber. It is a decay yarn, and it requires 4.5mm needles, and it contains of 70% merino, 15% yak, and 15% alpaca. I read that it's really soft yarn, but some people mentioned that it feels quite soft. I read some reviews, only a few, but still, that it feels quite soft for people in their hands, but then when they put it like a garment on themselves, it feels quite itchy, especially around their neck. And this is the story that I've had with this alpaca, and as far as I understand at the moment, I think that I have some quite high sensitivity to alpaca, so I'm not sure about this one. Although the last yarn that I mentioned with yak and alpaca is really sensitive to washing, so you need to wash it only by hands, only in cold water, really gentle, because it can felt really easily. So my next pattern that I think that I want to knit is brioche half mittens, also by the same designer, by Sabina Bergman. I wanted to knit them this winter. I even have yarn for them, drop snort in this color. I really like this color for accessorizes, but you need to know how to knit brioche to knit them, and also I've already knitted 1.5 mittens to walk my dog wearing them, and I'm just not sure that I want to make 2 pairs this winter. Maybe I will knit them like next November or December, but I'm pretty sure that I want to make them. I also am thinking about making a garment using drop snort, because it feels quite nice, and alpaca in it. I'm not sure if it is a baby alpaca. No, it's just an alpaca, but it feels really nice against my skin, so I was thinking about making something with it. The next one is Coffee Time Socks. This is also a free pattern. I forgot to write in after. Shireen knits, I think. I've been wanting to make them for a long time. This pattern uses something like Andalusian stitch. I've heard about it a few times, but I still have no idea how to knit it, but I do really want to learn. And also I don't like texture, any kind of texture on my socks, but this one was the first like textured socks that I liked, so I just want to have one pair, like for diversity. I want to make them in a merino sock yarn, and we really don't have a lot of merino sock yarn choices here in Ukraine. I need to clarify, not variegated merino sock yarn. We have a lot of, I don't have any near me, but this is not a sock yarn, but almost all sock yarns that we have here that are made of merino, not just wool, they are just like this. And I want to make the socks in some tonals, or how to call it, just in one color yarn. So the next thing that I want to make is either reddish or magic toadstool socks by Stone Knits. I really want to make the one that is with mushrooms, but as far as I understand, this is quite a harder type of color work than the one with reddish, and I'm just not sure that I will handle it. I'm quite afraid of color work at the moment, so I'm not sure how it will turn out, but I do really want to make at least one of them. And the next one is Kelly Genser Split. I think that this is like Kelly sweater with a split. I have it in my the only magazine that I have. Here it is, and I will try to show you how it looks without editing. So here it is, and I really wanted to have some pattern that is an oversized modern look sweater, but knitted in 3mm needles with a fingering, and this is the one. So I'm pretty sure that I will make it, this one. Then is cardigan number 6 or number 4 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. They're both knitted in 3 strands of mohair held together, and I'm not sure that I will be financially able to make one of them, but I hope. And also, I'm not sure which one I want to make yet. I've been scrolling through project pages, looking at people's versions, and I'm still not sure. As far as I know, both patterns have some problems with writing in them, like instructions are not always clear, so we'll see. But I really want to make, to make some garments knitted in mohair. Not just like a mohair spider baby sweater that I'm making for my mother right now. I've talked about it in my previous podcast, and I will try to insert some pictures here or there. I want to make like more dense fabric with mohair, like 2 strands, 3 strands, maybe 4 strands, at least something. Next, my goal is a zipper sweater. I've been looking at this one by Petit Knit. I've been looking at this one for a long time, like almost, it was one of the first patterns that I liked in like, it was one of the first patterns that I liked when I just became interested in paid patterns. I started knitting by watching 3 online tutorials how to make something, and I am thinking of using this yarn. This is something between fingering A and DK. So this is fingering if we look at the weight, but the brand recommends 4mm needles, and I want to hold it double with 2 strands of mohair or thick alpaca, like by drops, this alpaca brushed alpaca silk. So this is I even have it swatched, but I don't have it near me. This is my yarn choice at the moment. I may change my mind. I'm not sure about this one, but so far this is in my plans. The next one is sweater number 14 V-neck by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I've already made one. I want to make another one using different materials. I want to recreate this drapey, a little bit loose fabric that she creates, but I don't want to use 2 strands of mohair, and I don't want to make the same thing that I made when I made my first version. I don't want to use just thin merino and 1 strand of mohair. It turned out fine. It is really like drapey, but it is not see-through. But again, I don't want to make the same thing again. I want to find some option how to make it more breathable, less warm. Maybe not use mohair, or at least definitely not use 2 strands of mohair. 1 is maximum. And I found some yarn by Ukrainian brand that is a cord of viscose that is filled with alpaca fluff, and it was really like airy and not so warm because it had quite high percentage of viscose, but they do not have the colors that I like. I really want to make mine in Bordeaux, so I will keep looking for now. And then comes my plans for summer knitting. I'm pretty sure that I want to make 1 garment in silk. Probably it will be Lanagato silky, like just finger and weight yarn made out of silk, and I think that this will be a camisole number 7 by my favorite things knitwear. I really like this pattern. And the next thing that I want to do is twist loop top. Either I will make this one out of linen, maybe, I don't know which yarn I will use, but I think it will be something containing linen, or we have that 1 yarn in only 1 shop in Ukraine that is on corn. It is called Cost. Probably it is like merino, half of it is merino and half of it is a cotton. I forgot how the brand is called, but I definitely have much more plans than this, but I just thought that I needed to prioritize, because first, I didn't really want to have a lot of things. I mentioned it a few times already, but I understand that I may have to leave my city any moment, because if the level of danger will be much more than just air raids, but also when there's is it the same word in English, artillery around your city, you don't want to stay there. So I do understand that I may have to leave almost all my things behind. So I do prioritize more things that are light, that I will be able to take with me, because it's just quite sad to leave your handmade things that you really like. So, and the next realization that I had this year is that I do really have to, I think, prioritize making things that are more wearable for me. For example, the Dagny raglan sweater, I really know that I will wear it a lot. I like the fit, I like everything about it, and so this is the highest priority on my list. And for example, some mohair cardigan is really interesting for me. It is really interesting for me to work with this fiber, and also I like both of these patterns, but they will not just be such wearable garments for me, and for me wearability is really important. So they're just somewhere at the end of my list, because I know that I won't be able to wear them as much, and I would really like first things have garments that I wear a lot, and then need something more interesting, specific. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Also, I'm not sure when I will be able to upload this video because we have light and electricity much often than like a week ago we almost didn't have it at all, and nowadays we have it much more often, but we have some problems with internet connection, so I'm just not sure when I will be able to upload it, and if I manage to do it after Christmas or after New Year, somewhere in between. I just wanted to wish you all happy holidays. I hope it is going like in a proper mood for you all, or if you have some troubles, that at least you feel at least some happiness, because most of us here don't have any holiday spirit, and my friend had 40 days after her father died on the front lines today, so it's quite a dark time sometimes. Some days are really dark, but still, I wish you all happy holidays, and I hope to see you again later.